Hi guys, so we continue our GT Sport coverage with an online race here at the Dragon Trail Seaside track, which is one of the new fictional tracks for GT Sport. So it's going to be a 3-lap race, and we are starting in 16th position, although we're now down into 17th, and in fact we're down into 18th, so we're stone cold last. And we're driving on board the Hyundai Genesis Coupe 3.8 as we take the first turn flat. Before we're going to hit the brakes here, down to second gear, so a very tricky turn this. And you can see the cars getting through reasonably okay there. There was some cars that went into the ghost mode, which enabled players to get through cleanly. So we're up into 14th place actually, so we managed to somehow gain as many as 4 places there. So there, you see, I was going to take the apex, but then I realised that someone could easily creep up on my inside and make a dive for it, so I had to sort of yank the wheels to the left there just to give enough space for a player should they decide to sort of dive in. So you do have to be very accommodating to other players, especially early on when you're still finding your rank, you're still ranking up. So you will expect to see more sort of less experienced drivers, if you like, more aggressive drivers. You can see a bit of a just sort of a position ahead of me now, so looking good. Up into 13th place as well, so we continue to make places as the car there. So he didn't give me enough room. If that car was me, I would have gave enough room on the inside there. So you do have to be mindful of other players as we hit the brakes a little bit too late there. Myself and the Lotus driver in front, as well as some other drivers behind, do miss that apex, so it's very easy to miss. It's a new track, we're obviously still getting used to the nuances of the track, where to brake, etc. So through the first chicane, as we approach the second chicane there, little tap on the brakes down at third gear. A couple of cars getting it wrong there, bit of contact, really messes me up. So hitting the barriers there, so I find it very hard to concentrate when I see cars in front that are going off, or you think you might even crash into them, so you sort of adjust your line, but then it's too late and you end up hitting the barriers. But you just got to compose yourself as we hit the brakes once more then. So there's a car diving on the inside there. Again, the car on the outside, number 13 car, now 14, didn't make room. So you had that collision, which was easily avoidable. So little bits of racecraft that players need to learn, but hopefully with the GT Sport etiquette events, that will introduce people to, just to give them a little bit more theory in terms of introducing racecraft, race etiquette, the awareness of our drivers, how to drive reasonably cleanly. So hopefully that will translate well, and we'll get more and more clean races, which is what we want, or at least what most people want. If the dirty racers want dirty races, then hopefully GT Sport will provide that for those drivers as well. So hopefully you will see a matchmaking system that will match you up with like-minded drivers, whether you're clean or indeed dirty. So we're on the second of 3 laps, as we're stuck behind this Mitsubishi Evo as he gets the turn. A little bit wrong there. I perhaps should have come off the accelerator a bit quicker there, and I would have avoided the contact there. But nevertheless, my safety rating, as you can see, still on the rise, so that's good to see. So hitting the brakes then, getting it slightly wrong. A little bit of a mid-turn lift I think I had to do there, judging by the behaviour of the car. And again, the car in front, oh, not quite getting it right. Oh, I see that now. He tried to barge into me, so blatant. He saw me coming, and again he's hitting me off the track. So there you go, that's one example of a dirty driver, that number 14 driver there. And I lose that, and as you can see, my safety rating goes lower. So this is one of the current criticisms of GT Sport by a number of players, the fact that if you are hit, in that case that was very intentional hit, my safety rating went down, and it was no fault of my own. That was clearly a player that was bumping into me on purpose. So there are things that need to be fine-tuned, and hopefully as Polyphony gather more data and feedback from the beta, as I get the overtake there, then they can hopefully fine-tune these aspects, and hopefully players won't be punished for actually being griefed. As you can see, the car again trying to barge into me on purpose there. So that is a dirty driver, and it's tough. You want to try and avoid these drivers as much as possible. Now I'm leaving room on the inside here, and you can see he gets through. So I've got this dirty driver in front of me. I need to pass him without damaging my safety rating. Essentially, you will find yourself in his position. So it's a difficult one to negotiate. So I've just got to keep my distance, and when I see the opportunity I have to go for it, but as long as it's not you know, as long as I'm not dive bombing him on the inside or anything like that, hopefully it should be okay. Oh, he brakes late there, so is he going to make it? No, he's not. So into the barriers, and I got to admit, I was laughing my head off at this point, so you probably will notice me take the next few turns a little bit rough. I couldn't help but laugh because, you know, it is a griefer player that's you know, barging into people on purpose, and there's nothing better than to see someone that's dirty like that go off and crash into the barriers. So very satisfying that. So we're in 13th place then. So we started in 16th, so we have managed to creep up a little bit since the start of the race as my safety rating again goes up. But you know, you only get like 3 laps. You know, if you're doing the Nürburgring, they only give you 1 lap, so the races are very, very short. But I imagine in the full game we will see longer races. I get it wrong there, so that's an unforced error there. But yeah, it'd be nice to have, you know, have your 2 and 3 lap races by all means. You know, that's what a lot of people want. That's what most people want. But then have your 5 and your 7 lap races as well, and perhaps even double figures, and give people the choice. That would be amazing to see, and no doubt we'll probably will see that in GT Sport, as the driver ahead of me getting the braking point wrong, but still able to maintain a decent gap. So through the chicanes then, there we go. That's the first one, and the second one, a little bit on the brakes here. Very satisfying. I could probably take that a lot quicker. But again, this car is not a car that I want to really sort of spend any more time with. I have unlocked some other N300 cars, so I think this will be the last you'll see of the Genesis Coupe. So a bit of a gap from the driver behind, and the car in front I've got no chance of catching. In fact, I think we're on the start-finish line straight right now, so we're going to leave it there as the driver behind gets it all wrong. But that was it for some Dragon Trail racing action on GT Sport, and of course we'll have more on GT Sport coming up very shortly. Thanks for watching.